My name is Brianna Hernandez Jimenez. I'm a postdoctoral fellow here at the Center for Community Mental Health.
What inspired you to get into the mental health field?
So really, I think what inspired me to enter in the realm of psychology is more so like personal experiences. So, seeing family members have difficulty accessing mental health services. And so, I developed kind of an interest in being able to expand access to mental health services so that people are able to, go in somewhere and receive treatment if they feel like they need it, regardless of what their circumstances or background is.
Yeah, what are some of the stuff you're learning here?
Quite a lot. So I have a pretty, mixed experience here at the center specifically. I'm able to do basically psychological testing. So being able to provide people with a better understanding about, how their brain is functioning and how that shows up on a daily basis, whether that's at school, at work, at home. So at the center, that's what I do here. And then I'm also in the community in pediatric practice, providing therapeutic services to the children and families there. So really just a really wide kind of experience of what they need support with. And then I also have the opportunity to partner with Inova, with Dr. Mellon Beck in their endocrine clinic to work with the children and families there that are receiving medical services. So a really wide variety of experiences that I've been able to gain here.
What is it like getting to know kids and help them with their journey?
It's really incredible. So I typically my I guess approach or practice really prioritize like developing a relationship with the children and their families. The therapeutic rapport is really important to be able to help kiddos feel safe and welcome to be able to talk about what's going on and learn new skills. And as part of that, it also is really important to be able to have their family involved too. So it's really impactful for me to be able to see people, feel like they're able to open up and be welcome to learning new skills and practicing them with me because it's a really vulnerable thing to do, especially for the little ones. So, yeah, very meaningful. And it's always great then towards the end of an experience to be able to hear from them of what they learned and gained from the experience. Because, as you're going through, you're doing so many things that, those check-in points are really helpful.
How important is it for everyone to access mental health care?
I would say it's of the utmost importance. Like I said, my passions primarily lie with expanding access to mental health services. So, in my opinion, access to mental health services are just as important as access to physical, health services as well. If you were to go to a medical care provider, so for me, having kind of that all around like wraparound care of being able to support both your mind and your body is just so incredibly important so that we're able to learn those skills to be able to get through our days, especially with lots of stressors that people experience these days. So yeah, it just being able to, recognize that you need some support and then going somewhere to be able to receive that and somewhere that actually provides high quality care as well, is just so incredibly important. And so I'm glad to see that more places are kind of moving in that direction to be able to make things more accessible.
How does it feel for you to be helping people?
It feels, it's an interesting feeling, right? Because I think I referenced like in the process, sometimes things might feel a little bit tricky, difficult,
Right.
slow, right? And so for me, it's been a kind of a journey of understanding that all of that progress is meaningful. So even something that might be interpreted to a child or family that I'm working with as like that's a very small step towards progress. I really I think it's important to celebrate that because those are the steps towards making progress. And so it just feels really meaningful to be able to be a person of support for other people when they feel like they need it. And just really, you know, I don't know, kind of inspiring to be able to create that space for people and have people feel like they're able to, you know, feel comfortable to talk to me and do things in therapy. So
What do you do to help your own mental health?
that's a great question. I think as I've progressed through, because very early in the career here, and so I've really recognized how important it is to also take care of my own mental health, right? So whether that looks like receiving my own therapy on the, as well. Also, really, I enjoy being outside in nature, especially when it's warmer. So,
Right.
really connecting with nature. And what's been really important for me too is remaining in contact and connection with family and friends to be able to have that support system that emphasize is so important for the families I work with. It's also important for me to remember that that's true for myself as well, to lean on the people that I care about. So, um, those I would say those are the main things. And then in addition to kind of keeping up with hobbies that I have, so making time for that, even when things get busy.
What would you say to anyone going through a tough time?
Um, I think thinking about just so many things going on in the world and so many different stressors that are going on. Um, I would say that you're not alone, as cliche as it might be. um you know it's really important to continue to lean on the people that you have in your life, whether that is seeking out a formal kind of therapist or something like that, but it could also just be remaining in contact with friends, leaning on family members, leaning on community members that you're close with, things like that, to be able to stay connected, because it can feel really isolating to be going through a difficult time. And so just kind of trying to tap into those resources and figure out what sorts of extra supports you need. But just really being one of the main things I would probably recommend or say is just being gentle with yourself, because it is tough, and it can be tough to keep doing your daily things with so many other things going on. So just remembering to prioritize yourself and, be able to feel like you can be kind to yourself just as you would be kind to somebody else.